Full Metal Jacket is a 1987 war action movie shot in London, England, and directed by Stanley Kubrick, who co-wrote the script with Michael Herr and Gustav Hasford, based on Hasford's 1979 novel, The Short Timers. The film stars Matthew Modine, Adam Baldwin, Vincent D'Onofrio, Lee Ermey, and Dorian Harewood. In this video, I want to point out some of the themes I got from watching the film. Thanks, and please like this video and leave a comment at the end. The 1,000-yard stare is the blank look a soldier gets who has seen combat. This analysis looks at the metaphors this film uses to describe the 1,000-yard stare. This analysis will also explore the philosophical meaning of Full Metal Jacket, which is an allegory of man moving closer to his own animal nature and further away from God. This film opens in a barbershop where new recruits are having their heads shaved. Next, the drill instructor, Sergeant Hartman, played by Lee Ermey, renames them, and then the recruits begin physical training. The first half of the film describes the dehumanization of a recruit named Gomer Pyle, and he isn't a killer or an animal yet. But Pyle becomes a killer and gets the 1,000-yard stare after being abused by his drill sergeant and his platoon. As a result of this, Pyle shoots his sergeant and then kills himself one day before leaving Paris Island for Vietnam. The second half of the film follows a military journalist named Joker and his experiences on the battlefield in Way City during the Tet Offensive. Throughout this half of the film, Corporal Joker, played by Matthew Modine, reflects both sides of the Vietnam War, the observer and the participant, through the Born to Kill slogan written on his helmet and the peace button on his body armor. When Joker and the Lust Hogs enter Way City, their human enemies are reduced to a maze of buildings. And this makes it easier to kill NVA and Viet Cong soldiers. In contrast to their faceless and voiceless enemies, the American soldiers are humanized by Stars and Stripes war correspondents. This explains the backlash against the war back home when Americans see dead American soldiers on TV. Corporal Joker, a war correspondent with Stars and Stripes, has Born to Kill on his helmet and wears a peace button on his body armor. At an hour and 5 minutes into the film, a colonel grills him about this. And I quote, "All I ask of any soldier is that he obey my orders as he would the word of God." The colonel is the pure killer free of conscience. Man cannot serve two masters, and Joker is not yet a committed killer and a man who has submitted totally to his animal nature. Born to Kill on Joker's helmet implies that we are killers by nature. He hesitates to kill the sniper at the end of the movie because he has not given himself over totally to his animal nature. When he does kill the sniper, it is only because he is able to kill her out of mercy. Other than this, he may not have been able to kill her, especially in seeing her as a human. Another way the soldiers disconnect themselves from God and humanity is by not expressing their emotions, even in situations where doing so is normal. At an hour and 19 minutes into the film, the Lust Hogs say their goodbyes to two fallen comrades. The faces of the squad are all stoic. They even crack jokes. One says, "Better you than me." Another soldier recalls how Handjob, the dead soldier, was about to get a Section 8, which is released after he jacked off in his shrink's office. There is no civility on the battlefield. Throughout the film, soldiers are free to be who they are and to say and do things they can't do in civilized society. Soldiers use racial slurs freely. A soldier being interviewed admits he likes to kill. There are no legal or moral consequences for killing. Soldiers buy sex from prostitutes in broad daylight.
Me love you long time.
Sergeant Hartman seems cruel in training camp, but his tough love methods prepare the soldiers to survive on a battlefield in which those who do survive are those whose animal instincts are not interfered with by thinking or moral inhibitions. The film concludes by reconciling what Joker refers to as the duality of man. Man by nature is an animal and will revert to his basic drives under the right circumstances. The battlefield brings out the animal side of man's personality. Joker's cognitive dissonance comes from his desire for peace being in conflict with his basic animal drive, which is that of a killer. God commands men not to kill when he himself kills, when doing so is justified. This is why Joker's gun jams at the end of the film when he tries to shoot the sniper in the back. This kind of kill would have been impersonal and not have reconciled humanity and the act of killing. To harmonize his peace button with Born to Kill on his helmet, he has to find a moral justification for killing the sniper, and this moral justification is given when she looks him in the face and begs him to end her suffering. Killing her this way becomes a mercy killing, something that involves humanity and something that brings the act of killing in line with his idea of peace. In killing her out of mercy, Joker transcends the animal side of his personality, combining the qualities of both humanity and animal, acquires the 1,000-yard stare, and becomes the Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket ends with Joker and the platoon marching across the battlefield singing Mickey Mouse. This is a way of disconnecting themselves from the reality of the battlefield that they refer to as a world of shit.